What's up, guys? Okay, so we're back to our lead generation strategies, our 47 strategies for lead generation, and I wanted to get going on the next section here. So it's go offline. So these are offline methods for lead generation, and a lot of people are like, well, what do I want to do offline marketing if I'm an online marketer? Isn't that the whole point? But really, offline is like the secret weapon for so many team leaders that I see, because online marketing has just gotten very saturated a lot of times, and so offline marketing has several advantages. And one of those advantages is that anytime that you're talking about selling something on the internet, you have a trust barrier. You have to overcome this, distrust that people naturally have for strangers on the internet, which is totally reasonable if you think about it. So with offline marketing, you get to have more, actual contact with people, as opposed to just being, this faceless stranger online, or you have a picture and they're like, oh, I don't even know if that's really her, right? So there's trust, there's more trust built into it, and people need trust to buy. So that's the advantage of offline marketing, and also, less competition for this kind of thing. So let me see, let's get started. Okay, so first thing is business cards, and I did this actually. Don't laugh at my business cards. I did this in like 5 minutes. Oh, let me blow it up for you here. I did it in like 5 minutes on a free program online, and business cards are awesome. If you're a real business person, you should actually have business cards. And one of the things that I said here is, I said to make sure that they include the benefits of contacting you as well as your contact information. So you want to give them something when, they're taking that card out of their wallet at night, and putting it on their nightstand or whatever, that they're going to go, oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean? And they're going to go, oh, that's that lady. So you want to make it memorable. You want to give them a reason to call you, and you want to give them ways to contact you also. And so you can do these even yourself, and print them off yourself at home. You can just buy some business card stock, at Office Depot or whatever, or you can get them printed super cheap too. So if I was in the grocery store line and I'm talking to another mom or something, and I say, hey, you should take my card. Or anywhere else. If I'm at the dentist's office, wherever you're at, every time you meet somebody, you should offer them your card, because that's just what business people do, right? So here we go. Let's move on. Okay, so be a billboard. And I kind of love this shirt, but there's something wrong with this shirt. See that? It says, I love working from home, which is awesome. But there's no call to action, right? You want it to be funny, and you want it to be interesting, and you want people to pay attention to it and ask you about it. But you also want to give them a call to action, like, I love working from home, and so could you. Ask me how you could work from home, or something that will get them to think, hey, this person actually wants to be approached and asked about this, so if I'm interested, I can totally approach them. And custom t-shirts like that are super cheap also. I was amazed. It's like $20 a piece to get them customized and put whatever image, logo, information you want to put on them, so that's really awesome. Let's move on. Okay, so put your card to work. And we have some team leaders that are rocking these in IC, and they've just had awesome results with them. And these are car magnets. We also have leaders that have done like the full car wraps, but I think that's a bigger deal because it's more of a very permanent thing. I mean, I'm sure they can get taken off, but car magnets are cool because you can put them on and take them off whenever you want, and you can sell the car without having to rip something off of it. So okay, so I checked it out, and it's like $75 a pair, which is super cheap. I mean, considering that you basically turn your car into a mobile billboard as you run your errands, you're advertising your business, so that's just really cool. And I did say strong colors and good text size for visibility, because you want people to not get into an accident trying to read the number on your sign. So that's that. Let's move it on. Okay, so put your lawn to work. We also have team leaders in IC that are just like killing it with this, and basically these are like real estate signs, and they're pretty cheap also, like 20 to 30 bucks. I'm thinking you can get them cheaper. I didn't do a whole lot of research on like every company and what they offer. I think there's like different qualities that you can get. You know what I mean? Like, are they waterproof? Are they a certain standard quality? Are they aluminum or whatever? So. And I did say don't stop at just your own yard. So like, hey mom, can I put my sign in your yard? Hey sis, hey best friend, hey, I'll put it in front of my office at my day job or whatever. So again, strong colors and good text size for visibility. Moving on. Okay, flyers. And okay, so if you look at this flyer on the left, you can't see it. It's kind of fuzzy, but this is like the perfect flyer, right? Not that it's like very, very attractive, but it has good text size on the top to get somebody's attention. It has an image, and the bottom part is the most important part. You want to make sure that you use the tabs that have like your contact information, because otherwise the first interested person is very likely to just take your flyer home with him, and you don't want to do that. You want to have it there for a while and get the most leads off of them as possible, so that you don't have to constantly be going and checking on your flyers and putting them back up. So you can put flyers a lot of different places. One thing I did say is that don't litter. I don't think that you should put them under, and I think there's local laws about it too, about where you can put them. So you don't want to put them under like windshields in a parking lot, and you don't want to just like slip them under people's doors and stuff like that. And you want to make sure that you check on the local regulations for that. But any place that you already see flyers hung up, any place that there's a bulletin board or that you see other flyers, you can totally hang them up. And also, if you have like a good relationship with local businesses, like if you go every day for the same place to get coffee, then you can ask them to say, hey, can I hang this in your window? The worst thing that they're going to say is, no, but it's likely that they'll say yes. So let me see. And of course, they're really cost effective. And you can even print them up at home. You can design them on your computer and print them up. Okay, so I know you're all shuddering right now. Telemarketing, and it's not as bad as you think. I don't believe in cold calling. Well, that's not entirely true. I think that cold calling is the best way to get over sales phobia. If you're like nervous about pitching, cold calling is awesome for that, because you get to hear no all day. And so you lose that fear of the no. You know what I mean? Like, suddenly no is not a big deal. If you worked as a telemarketer for a week, then you would be completely immune to no. You would just be, totally over it. So that part is cool, but you really don't want to do that to people, because, everybody hates those calls. But phone calls, when you're calling somebody that has a valid reason to probably be interested in what you have. Like, okay, so like IC has marketing tools, right? It has an autoresponder, and it has, a domain, and they can make their own website and stuff like that. So that's actually a really good fit for small businesses. And phone calls are great for small businesses. Now, when you call, you don't want to have a script, because it's obnoxious and everybody's going to know that you're talking on a script, and it's just going to sound stupid. But you can write notes for yourself. So that's why I said talking points, no scripts. And then great for business to business, which is exactly what you should be doing with it. And then leave great messages. So just practice, giving them something in the message that's going to make them actually want to call you back, right? And then, of course, your contact information. Okay, direct mail. Direct mail is awesome for follow-ups. So if you met somebody and, you pitched them the business and they weren't really sure about it, but they were kind of interested, but they told you they had to think about it, direct mail is great for that. Think about how many emails you get a day as opposed to how many letters you get in the mail. How many greeting cards do you get lately? Not a whole lot, right? How many handwritten notes, thank you notes do you get? And I would be less likely to look at a, real professional flyer in the mail or, junk mail looking stuff. But a handwritten envelope, yeah, I'd probably open it. and I'd probably, think it was thoughtful of the person. And it's a very personal touch, and it's something that you basically have no competition at right now. So it's a really good way to get somebody's attention, I think. Okay, so I call this old school networking, but this is the original networking, and there is nothing wrong with this. And it's just being social off of social media, right? It's being social in the real world. So talking about your work with family and friends and people that people that are interested in you as a person, you can just talk about your work. You don't have to try to pitch them. You can be positive about your work without taking a hard sales pitch with it. So leverage existing connections, which is exactly what I'm talking about. Make new connections. That means, getting out of the house, getting off the computer for a while, joining the Rotary Club, joining a book club, joining any place where your target market is likely to hang out and congregate. So some of the things that I listed here is go-sees. That's where you make an appointment with a potential customer or a business. You want to pitch IC marketing tools to a business, to a local business, and you set up an appointment. You bring them some donuts. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm totally not kidding. Okay, so coffee dates, social clubs, at-home meetings. You could have a meeting at your house, and you could put flyers up, and you could take out a newspaper ad and advertise this meeting at your house, and you could serve punch and pitch IC, or pitch whatever you want to pitch. Okay, so take out an ad. I just kind of talked about that. Local newspaper is good for that. Homeowners Association newsletters, because that's super local, and it's usually really cheap to buy ad space there. Church newsletter, and it's cheap. It's all very cheap. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off right there, guys, and we'll be back in just a minute for the next video. So you'll see, I'll put in the description the link to the last video, and I'll put the link to the next video too, so you guys can just move on through when you're ready. And of course, you can also sign up to get the PDF version of this so that you guys can just follow along from there too. So make sure you check the description for the links.